The stench of bleach burned her nose. Maria's trembling hands gripped the dirty mop as the sound of laughter echoed through the tiled walls. "Don't miss a spot, maid," sneered Tiffany, the queen bee of Ridgeway High, her designer sneakers tapping against the floor. Beside her, two other girls giggled, holding their phones up to record. Maria wanted to disappear. She had only transferred here 2 weeks ago, desperate for a fresh start after her mother's job loss forced them to move across the city. But instead of making friends, she'd become the target of every cruel joke. Today was the worst yet. It started in the hallway. Tiffany had, accidentally, spilled her soda, the brown liquid pooling across the floor. Then she'd turned to Maria, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. "Oops. Could you clean that up? You look like you know how to scrub floors." Maria refused. That's when the girls grabbed her bag, threatened to dump it in the trash, and dragged her to the bathroom with their phones out, ready to humiliate her. As Maria's knuckles whitened around the mop handle, she bit back tears. But somewhere deep inside, something began to shift. The hidden past Maria wasn't weak. She wasn't helpless. For years, before her mother lost her job, Maria had been a dedicated martial arts student. Her father, before he passed away, had been her instructor, teaching her discipline, control, and the belief that true strength was about protecting others, not showing off. But since the move, she'd kept that part of herself buried. She didn't want to draw attention. She just wanted to blend in. Now, staring at Tiffany's smug face, Maria realized something by blending in wasn't keeping her safe. The breaking point, Tiffany pushed her shoulder hard. "Hurry up, maid. My followers are waiting." The two other girls snickered, recording every second. The mop clattered to the ground. Maria straightened her back, her voice steady. "I'm not cleaning this bathroom." The laughter stopped. Tiffany's eyes narrowed. "What did you say?" "You heard me," Maria replied, her voice louder this time. "I'm done letting you push me around." Tiffany stepped closer, shoving Maria against the wall. Big mistake. But the second Tiffany's hand hit her shoulder, Maria's training took over. She sidestepped, hooked Tiffany's wrist, and with one smooth motion, brought her to the ground. Tiffany yelped in pain, her phone skidding across the floor. The other two girls gasped. "What the? How did you?" Maria didn't let her temper control her. She released Tiffany immediately, standing tall. "I don't want to hurt you. But if you ever touch me or anyone else like this again, you'll regret it." The aftermath, by the time a teacher entered the bathroom, alerted by the noise. Tiffany was scrambling to her feet, red-faced and shaking. The teacher quickly separated them and demanded an explanation. The truth came out fast. The videos on the other girls' phones were impossible to argue with. Tiffany and her friends were given 2 weeks of suspension and ordered to attend anti-bullying counseling sessions. Maria was still shaken, but she felt something she hadn't in weeks: relief. She'd stood her ground without crossing the line her father had taught her never to cross. A new beginning word spread quickly around the school. Maria wasn't just the poor new girl anymore. She was the girl who stood up to the most feared bully in Ridgeway High. Surprisingly, it wasn't fear she earned from others, but respect. A few students even apologized for not speaking up sooner. One girl from her math class invited her to eat lunch with their group. Maria knew the road ahead wouldn't be perfect. People didn't change overnight. But she also knew she would never shrink herself again just to avoid trouble. The lesson on her way home that day, Maria stopped at the local dojo. She hadn't been there before, but the sight of students practicing in the window made her smile. She decided she would join again, not to fight, but to remember who she was. Because strength wasn't just about kicks and punches. It was about knowing your worth and refusing to let anyone take it away. And Maria had remembered hers.